Welcome back, guys. This is a space where we talk about all things human. My name is Shadia, and today we are reacting to Money Ties by Ren. I asked, and you guys absolutely answered and delivered. What I mean by that, if you're new here, is that I did do Money Game 1 through 3 by Ren. That's up on the channel if you want to go check it out. And I had asked whether or not I should do Money Ties, and the feedback was yes. And thank you guys so much for all the background information you guys provide on the song or the artist. Super cool. It really does mean the world to me. I'm reading it all because it is never lost on me. I am in the chat box with you guys. Some of you guys have no idea how much you make my day. You make me smile. Some of you still make me cry because you get vulnerable with me. And I'm like, wow, this is so everything. And I just, thank you. Thank you. But that being said, I also wanted to shout out these people right here. You guys are my first supporters on this channel, and that was just super cool. I can't even believe it. So thank you to you guys as well. I hope you don't mind that I did this because I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you see this. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we're gonna get into Money Ties by Ren and see where he's gonna take us next.
Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils.
This is already quite interesting. I think already this is a child to me, right? A child is speaking. Children usually represent innocence and purity. And I don't know if there's a religious aspect too, but anywho, a lot of the times adults will say that I don't look at the world with the same eyes that I did as a child because of adversity that I've gone through, or I've learned the realities or the truths of this world, versus a child has more whimsy and wonder. They're imaginative, and they believe in more possibility or opportunity. And for some children, they don't even know what that is like because adversity or darkness came into their life so very young that they never had the chance to think with such expansiveness. So anywho, just hearing this child speaking, considering where we've been with all the different money game videos and now this, I thought that was interesting. And then this idea, I wanted to pause it here, where love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. If I take out the love, and maybe I'm thinking too much into this, money is the root of all kind of evil, or money is the root of evil. Some people would question against that. Well, no, I don't believe that, right? Because chicken or the egg, people should be mindful of their temptation or their demons or whatever. Some people are more susceptible to the evil of money because not everybody does, right? So what's the difference between that person and this person? That's its own topic. But I think it's interesting that it says, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. I think we all like money. Obviously, we'd want more money because it makes our life maybe easier or whatever. But when someone loves money, now that's an infatuation, an addiction. How far can we take the idea of love of money versus the love of community or love of connection, love of your morals or whatever it is? So again, maybe I'm thinking far too much into this. It's been a long day. I have coffee right here next to me that I've just chugged half of it. So who knows? Anyways, I thought that was very interesting. And then that last bit too that she brought up of that if you just have clothes or you just have food, then you should be happy. And this kind of village mentality, I've always thought about that, of would humans be happier if we still kind of resided in a very village aspect or a village mentality versus, the kind of societies that we've constructed. So I guess a lot of questions and a lot of perspectives we can take so early on.
Kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the path and pierced themselves with the many pangs of greed.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless, proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet, preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bit the pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores, what a shock. When we lose sight of live and let live, forget your soul is made much richer by the love that you give. If you're living just to make a living, that's all that is. And when you're lying, slowly dying, will you die with a grin? Now digging up the root of evil.
I feel every time when you listen to an artist that's just so amazing as Ren, I feel like you have those moments where you're like, ooh, like that's so good. Like I just naturally kind of start bobbing. I'm like, oh my God, that was so good. And then I'm like, wait, you have to talk now. You can't just, whatever. There's so much good in that. Oh boy. And then I'll start to forget the lyrics. I mean, that last chunk was where I just like attached to, where he said about the soul, like your soul basically gets a lot more by how much you love and what you give. Okay, so now we got, some people might separate, right? You got your head, you got your heart, you got your soul, you know, and what is being fed and what is being driven. But then now, okay, you have your bank account, you have your physical resources and what that looks like. Okay, but maybe my physical resource is completely full, but my soul is empty, or my soul is dark, right? Now, does that feel the same way? Does that hit the same way? Or, you know, there's so many different ways we can look at this. And then, you know, to die, what did he say? To die with a grin. We forget the idea of live and let live. And, you know, in essence, I think money, you can absolutely lose your way of life. You can lose what's so much important, the most important things in life. And yeah, we say it, right? The most important things in life you can't buy. But then at the same time, if someone can't afford food or they're watching their family starve, it's like, okay, I do have the most important thing per se is my family, but I need money. How do I get more money? And so just like I just feel like it's this ping pong ball that takes us back and forth of how much of one side is enough in order for us to all lead lives that we can at least feel satisfied with, fulfilled with, because for some people, they're never satiated. It's never enough. And then for others, they don't even have enough, quite literally. So yeah, this song, I don't know if it's the beat or the energy, but I just feel like it's more of a lot of perspectives, and some of it feels like a little philosophical because it could just go in so many different directions depending on who I'm talking to, you know?
Digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, with the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Bren. Born March 1990 in the Celtic Welsh ends. We didn't have much, but mum and dad, they made enough to put hot meals on the table, fill our bellies full of love. A little sister fell into the picture. Oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older, world a little colder. Life, it had a way of chipping away at that shoulder. I held her and I told her, hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be those who take advantage of the light in your soul. And there'll be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker, we all must grow old. But listen up, my little sister, hold these words to your close. Keep that kind heart kind, humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me, because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your...
You know what's so funny? I should never assume. I quite truly should never assume. Today I was like, you know what? I have time. I'm gonna film this video, and I'm not anticipating maybe a lot of emotions because of I don't know, just the way that you guys made it sound in the comments. And I was like, okay, but I did not see that at all. And then I was also like, holy shit, because at the beginning when I had mentioned this purity and this idea of youth, and I get his sister, when I was growing up, my dad would always tell me, I'm not always gonna be around, and you need to be strong. Because the world is not going to care, to some degree, about your heart and what you do for people and this, that, and the other. Like, you need to be strong. But it was said in like the most compassionate way, because he was worried. He was worried what would happen to his kids if he wasn't there to protect them and to guide them. And so from a very young age, I was aware of death, and that I need to be prepared for that, and I need to be able to stand on my own. That's another thing that makes me think about children and innocence and whatever from a personal place. But again, the messaging wasn't abandon your heart. It's just be mindful that an employer or a whoever or a college or like you have to still succeed. You still have to be able to be strong, right? beautiful in regards to, I love that it took us into his childhood and what he told his sister, and like, this is the world, and there's this and there's this and there's this, but the world still needs this. And that was also something that I saw from my parents. They were the first to give money away, whether they had it or they didn't. I remember asking them explicitly, like, why did you buy like 20 different knickknacks, you know, from this person? Like, okay, buy a couple, but they would literally buy the whole lot. Someone homeless on the street. Because I was always an inquisitive child. I just wanted to know why people did what they did and whatever. And my dad, same thing, was just like, because if you can, you should. And that was also a part of the messaging of being strong in this world. Build your life and be strong, but not just for yourself, but you will be able to help others too. You'll be a greater asset as well. And anyways, I can spend a long time just talking about this and, you know, many different ways, but I thought I would share just this personal bit of myself, because when he was talking about his sister, I also am the younger child in my family. And I understand a lot of these messages and these narratives of, and also just, I think what you would hope for your kids, like you want them to be these beautiful, wonderful people in this world, but at the same time, you're not always going to be around to protect them, and you're going to want them to be strong. And yeah, so I hope that all made sense. I'm just really sitting with this. Fucking Ren, dude, like, okay, let's go back.
I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorn me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall, because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes open case close. Money bend law, make war, make ghosts. Money gives a poor man hope. Money saves lives, takes lives, money both. Money is, money isn't, money's just that. Money's just a concept, people are trying. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash. Take money, take money, take money, take. Fake money, fake money, fake money, fake. Money ties, money ties, money ties, ayy. Money lies, money lies, money lies, ayy.
Okay then, money ties. Okay, there it is. Okay. Wow, what a phenomenal song. Like I said, I think with Ren, it's always going to be a gain rather than a loss, but I can see why some people may not even dabble with money ties and focus on money gain, but I think money ties is quite special for this very specific messaging, this idea of, you know, again, like I said, in childhood, you have this sense of purity or innocence. And then as an adult, you learn the realities and the harshness and the cruelty of this life or this world. But I don't think that's just humans. And I don't think that's just money. I think every living being on this planet grows to recognize the cruelty of this world. I mean, I just watched these videos about killer whales, and this mother carried her calf for like 17 days on her back because she refused. It died a few hours after, I think, being born. She refused to let it go and was carrying this immense amount of grief, right? And then watching another whale with her calf being attacked by killer whales, right, for food. And now there's a death and a devastation. A lion, a male lion, right, who's king of his pride, but if he cannot even protect, or I saw this other video, he lost his ability to use one of his limbs, and just the idea of like, if he's in his pride, they will reject him and he will starve and he will die, or he'll be attacked and he'll be killed because he's already less than, because he cannot use an arm or whatever it might be. So you watch, I mean, crows attacking hawks in your neighborhood. Like, I don't think that the cruelty of life or the hardship of life is something that just humans face, but I think we obviously face different types of cruelty and hardship. So this begs the idea again, when it comes to money, that money is the root of all evil. if it's not money, I imagine it'll be something else that'll take its place, that'll cause a lot of these devastations. But that doesn't mean that things should not change, right? So just because I say these things doesn't mean I'm like, well, you gotta accept it. It is what it is. That's the whole point of talking about things, is maybe we can create change, or something can shift, or something can happen, because there's still so much injustice and issues. And I think at that last chunk of money ties, Ren is starting to speak into every possible direction that money can cause these issues, whether it's the poor man or the rich man, the decisions made, and gang culture, and this, that, and the other, and 50 million things. But then his message to his sister is, don't you ever forget the highest currency of all is you as a person in this world, that you matter and you mean something and you're meant for something. And that currency of love and connection and goodness and being the best that we can be, not just for ourselves, but for each other. And yes, we have to be strong. Like I said, we have to be strong in this life and be able to take care of ourselves, because we can then also better take care of all of each other. But that doesn't mean, basically, it doesn't mean abandoning one for the other, right? And then again, you each selectively have to decide what you want for your own life. My, oh my, I mean, I've said this before, there's so many topics in life, I won't even say human life, but life, that we can talk about for a very long time. But anywho, for the sake of just this video alone, I hope all of that made sense. As usual, thank you for being here with me, and thank you for letting me yap. I always appreciate it in full. So as always, please stay human, and I will see you guys on the next one.